a nice big coin stack basically, and I ended up cashing out on basically everything in the club. I cashed out my PKs and all those high-rated players. I cashed out my Griezmann for a little bit of a loss because I didn't want to hold him any longer because he was making me angry during weekend league. But then that's when Saturday rolls around. Our weekend league games are done. 1 o'clock hits and they drop this new SBC. And because of that, we've been making bank off of Pastores. And we've been sniping them, bidding on them, all kinds of things. I posted it on my Twitter yesterday. And we're basically trying to get them for whatever price we can get them for. And if you look on the market, you can sell. I just been selling for quick sells. So like right now I'd be listing them for 1900, like that one right there. And I'll just bid on a whole bunch. I'll literally bid them up. I don't know why I just bought that one for 2K because I thought it was a snipe. But you'll just keep sniping and doing things like that. Like this one, we'll just go 2100 and see how long it takes to sell. If you want to go for more profit, that's what I thought was happening. It's a 1K one was popping up in the 2K spot. But you see, we'll just put 1900 up. And we'll just keep doing that over and over and over until this finally dries up. Because I posted about it on Twitter yesterday, and nobody still is taking advantage of it, barely. And I'm just over here making bank. Like, I'll take that 300 coins profit pre-tax all day long. And we'll bid, we'll mix it up, because sometimes people will not be bidding on them. Sometimes they will be. You just got to figure out the price. And he's been selling comfortably all day for 1900. And sorry, my buttons are probably loud. But you can just snipe and snipe and snipe and snipe and snipe. And eventually you'll get one to pop up like that one I got for 1,000 and things like that. And it's really just a nice way to make some coins. And he's still rising, so I don't mind paying 18 for him and listing him for 21 because that's like the slower ones that I'll sell. But the real low snipes, like if they're 1400 below, I'm just listing for 1900 to getting the quick flip on them. And yeah, probably over the past few days, I've sold a few hundred at least. We'll pass on the 19 because that's what we're selling for. But you can just, then once you get one to pop up, it makes it a lot easier to just refresh snipe. But yeah, it's just, you find an SBC player that he fits multiple requirements in multiple SBCs that they dropped yesterday. And it's a good value for money set of SBCs basically. It's like another marquee matchups almost. And I ended up, right when when the SBC dropped, I literally bought all of them up to 1200 at first, and he was just gradually selling on for like 17 and things like that. And overnight, I sold a whole bunch of them, and I just keep bidding on them. And just slowly sniping, making coins like that. But I'm making anywhere, like you can see now, cheapest ones up are the 2K ones, and there's not that many. So you could really, if you want to take advantage of it, you could kind of price fix and corner the market. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep flipping them, getting them up and listed. Like you could hold them and then just keep buying them up and rising his price like that slowly over time. And you can see right there, we get one for 850, which if we just go ahead and we sell that for 1900, that's literally 1,000 profit, probably including the tax. 1300, we'll take that too if we're not too slow. Another 700, you can just see if you just keep sniping, you'll just keep, like, if I would have been paying attention more instead of listing that one right away and going back to sniping for a few more, I would have probably made like 4K right there in a few seconds. And it depends on your luck and how many people are bidding more than anything, versus the bidding is where you can win a lot more quickly for less profit basically. But yeah, you just got to find your price. Like I've been trying to do 12. Someone has slowly caught on, but it's only like one person, so that his price on bids doesn't went up. And we're just basically printing coins. Yesterday it was really, really nice, and late at night it was nice because you have like there's still demand and there's no people trying to buy them really, besides the people that don't know what they're doing, it seemed like. Because last night I was getting them for under a K and then flipping them for 1800, and I was just boom, boom, churning out those coins. Because yesterday, like last night in the evening time, I was looking at buying a Ronaldo for 14.4, and that was basically when I had no Pastores like in my club or on the transfer list, and I had like 1.43, and now you can see I'm all the way up over 1.6, and it's just a great fun, I think it's a fun way because you just make so many coins so quickly. And you just keep going and keep selling. Because like if I really wanted to take the profit on things, I would just wait and everything like that. And I might look at picking up a ton of him later. Let's go another one for 700. I might look at picking up a ton if I can get him for 1K and under, and just holding him for a little bit tonight when Squad Battles rewards drops, and then using the money I make from that to fuel other investments, because eventually people are going to have this SBC done and there's not going to be anyone else to do it. So eventually this is going to dry up, unless there's an SBC they drop in the beginning of this next coming week that requires Roma players, then he might shoot up again. But it's always good. I think there's another Argentinian one, like the dude on Inter had a really big margin yesterday. I haven't checked today because I've just been making constant profit on Pastore, so I've been a happy little guy, not worrying about much. But yeah, you can see there's still 2Ks basically. The cheapest, except when people throw some up for me, like me, for 1900 or below, like 14. So we're just printing these coins over, and I like to say printing coins, but you're just making like 500 coins. If you take the tax from that, it's probably less than 100. So, and you just keep doing it over and over and over again. Now I haven't calculated how much you can make per hour, because some hours I'll concentrate a lot more than others. And then like if I'm bidding, I'll be playing games, or like earlier I was just bidding and working on homework. It's not a bad little way to be making coins in between games or whatever. You can do it in between Foot Champs games, bid on a whole bunch of Pastores or whatever else. But you just need to keep in mind when they drop these SBCs, you find a player that obviously fits the requirements, and like without looking up a solution, if you think he'll fit and he ends up getting the cheapest, he'll fly even more. Like if this guy's in the cheapest solution, he'd probably be pushing. I missed that snipe, by the way. And then I probably missed that 1400 one too. But you'll be missing, as long as you can find the player that suits you and isn't like super, like people aren't thinking of him when they're thinking of an investment, you can make a lot of coins. Because like I could tell when I was buying up all the Pastores that people had caught on a little bit, because like, but then I just sped on, like I upped my price range a little bit instead of getting the cheaper ones so I could get more of them. So like he shot up right away from like 900 to 1,000. So instead of buying at 1,000 because they were going quick for 1,000, I just went up to 11 and 1,200, and I bought a lot more instead of having to compete and keep getting like where it says it's expired and things like that. And that's just how this started. And then I figured like a normal investment, the gap would close a lot quicker. But for some reason I don't know if there's just that many people doing this, or there's just not getting a lot of Pastores listed on the market. But his margin has stayed pretty darn big it's been literally a day 41 minutes ago. So the margin has stayed big, and I'm going to continue doing it until the margin is squeezed out till nothing, basically, where I'm making like no profit. And you can see now, since I'm talking and not concentrating, people are winning, which is why bids are nicer than sniping. But I just figured you can see my slow fingers try to work and snipe. But yeah, and you can see they're selling on, and we got outbid on all of these, but that's because they're going over my price. But I can go ahead and take another look at what the bid price is, because if you can get the bids where you want them to be, they'll be a lot quicker. Like I'm comfortable paying 13 since his margin has stayed up this big, and I'll usually bid it out. Like if I'm playing games, I'll bid it all the way out to 50 of them, like so your max transfer pile or whatever it's called, transfer space, so you can't even snipe any at that point. But yeah, otherwise I'll just do it for like 10 minutes usually, because then that'll give me a relook to see if they're going for cheaper and things like that, instead of bidding way out, because they'll go up sometimes. It just like fluctuates around that 17 to 2K mark, it seems like. But since today has rolled around, he's been constantly 1900. He'll sell probably within 5 minutes. And as more of you start to do this, if you're actually listening this far into the video, the margins will dry up, especially if I keep doing it. But it'll work with the next time a new SBC drops. You just gotta find your player and things like that. And you can just print these coins with me, and then you'll be able to basically afford whatever team you want eventually. Like if you just keep grinding this, eventually then you can turn it into icon flipping and all sorts of high level, like high knowledgeable things like that. I haven't got too much into icon flipping yet, but I know there is a lot of money to be made if you know your prices and things like that. Like, there's some people I follow on Twitter that they probably already have like 8 or 9 mil, and they just, that's just from them not spending any money, just flipping and then getting into the icon market early on and then just going ham at that, because you can basically just get away with a few snipes or good buys, I guess you could call it, an hour, and you'll be making bank that way too. But this is like a easy way to do it. You don't have to have much knowledge of the market, besides you got to know what your guy's going for and if he fits in the SBC and things like that. And also as the SBC time drags on and things like that, he'll be less demanded and things like that. But you just got to keep soaking up the profit while you can. Like, if I would do this, if I would have went hard and literally just did this yesterday instead of grinding some of those icon swap objectives, I'd probably be closer to 1.7 mil at least already, if not 1.8. But you can see it's a nice break from gameplay, especially yesterday. It was making me mad. I choked gold 3. Yeah, you heard that right. I choked gold 3 of all things. I didn't even play my last game because I was fuming. We are literally right now at 12 and 17. Worse. The only time last year I hit silver is when I didn't want to play all my games. Like, I didn't want to play a lot of them. But yeah, it was a big choke this weekend, and that's what ended up leading to me selling Griezmann, even though I probably should have kept him, because tomorrow, or today, I think it's tomorrow, France plays like Turkey or something. So I really should have held out and things like that, but I just wasn't feeling it, wasn't a happy camper, so we just got rid and did some squad battles grinding. The rewards aren't going to be great later when I post them, but it'll at least be some nice packs, and I can try to give you an update if we done anything good. Oh, I forgot to say, out of the set of SBCs that the past story money making method came out of, my girlfriend did end up packing me a nice Marcelo, who used to be in the team, which is making me defo change the team up for this coming weekend league. But we're gonna wait for the red picks to actually buy our team, probably. I know that's not always the smartest thing. It'd be better if we bought our team tonight, but I want to see what we get out of our one player pick. But yeah, we got this Marcelo. So this is the team. We just finished the Premier League Division Rivals objectives with this team. So I don't know if I think I'm gonna go back to squad battles though if I play any more today, like gameplay wise, and just try to where are they at? Knock out these good old icon swaps challenges. Now, when it comes to icon swaps, I'm not 100% sure which ones. I really wanted to go for Zanetti, but I don't know if I want to wait that long for Zanetti. I know he could stay in my team the entire year if I wanted him to, but I'm really leaning towards going for players that won't stay on my team the whole year, but they might for a while. Like, I'm really wanting to go probably Nesta, and then on the back end of it doing Pirlo, just because Pirlo's, I know this is his baby, but the card above this played amazing in draft, and I think they're pretty similar as far as it comes to stats, and they'll strong link to each other. I mean, that doesn't matter because they're icons anyways, but they'll strong link to each other, and we can just block off that left side of the team with Neymar and Marcelo for sure that way, and Ben Yedder up top, and that whole left-hand side of my team will just be locked in. We won't have to change anything or anything like that. Now, I know we could go, like, there's these other ones, like, I'm sure some people are going to definitely go hard and get, like, Drogba, but I just feel like it's a good play because I definitely need a new center back, because PK was absolutely terrible this past weekend league, and Ramos needs a partner, and I really don't feel like cashing out on or paying for anyone right now that's high rated or anything like that, because yeah, it's just not feeling it. And you can see these are all selling all, and I think I sold one of them for 2,100 too. Yep, sold one for 2,100. So you can see if you wanted to take your time doing this, you can make a lot more money. But I'm just about the quick flips, especially when I get a lot of them. Like, if I can get the bids to come down a little bit, we'll be making a lot of coins just with quick flips and not being the guy that waits for them and everything like that. But yeah, you saw how I've been making a lot of my coins. You heard about my weekend league choke. And yeah, hopefully you can take this and either use this method, the exact same one I'm doing, or you can adapt it to a new SBC that drops out in the coming days, and you can make a whole bunch of money too. So thank you for watching. Peace.